They said his hair turned blonde the night he saw a thong for the first time. A federal indictment couldn't stop his song from taking over every radio station in America. And one boy band hated their own biggest hit so much, they voted it off the album.
Try it, I know when you lying. Don't even do that, I know why you crying.
Welcome to R&B Hives, the channel that doesn't just play the classics. We dig up the real, verified stories the labels never put in the liner notes.
Can't get this out of my head.
Tonight, we're counting down the 10 greatest R&B songs of all time. And trust me, by the time we hit number 1, you'll never hear these records the same way again. Number 10, Sisqo, Thong Song.
Check it out. Ooh, that dress so scandalous.
Picture this. It's 1998, and a 22-year-old Sisqo is at a Baltimore studio working on a song that just isn't clicking, when a date that night changes everything. He went home with a woman. Things got hot and heavy, and when she undressed, he saw something he'd genuinely never seen before, a thong. Back then, it was still taboo enough that Sisqo swore the moment felt biblical, joking later that it was like Moses coming down the mountain, his hair practically turning silver on the spot. The next day, he gathered his friends in the studio and told them the story. And when he got to the part where he said, thong, 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 everybody in the room said it back with him instantly. That's when he knew he had a smash. Producers Tim and Bob had actually built the beat around a sample of Wes Montgomery's cover of the Beatles' Eleanor Rigby, originally intending it for Michael Jackson.
Look in your eyes so devilish. You like to dance on the hip-hop spots.
But once Sisqo heard those strings, he wasn't letting it go. Thong Song dropped on his debut solo album, Unleash the Dragon, and turned a viral bedroom moment into a certified cultural phenomenon, earning 4 Grammy nominations and reportedly spiking thong sales at Victoria's Secret almost overnight. Not bad for a song that started as a guy trying to describe underwear to his friends. Number 9, City High, What Would You Do?
That's when I became a refugee.
This one opens with the line, "Boys and girls want to hear a true story," and it genuinely was one. Group member Ryan Toby based the entire narrative on a real girl he knew from junior high, someone whose life had taken a devastating turn into poverty, abandonment, and survival sex work just to feed her child. Toby and his groupmate Robbie Pardlow wanted to tell her story without turning it into a lecture, so they wrapped a heartbreaking morality tale inside a beat, energetic enough for the radio, built on a sample of the Notorious B.I.G.'s Things Done Changed. Claudette Ortiz, the group's third member, delivered the gut punch chorus that made the whole thing land. The song first appeared in 1999 on the soundtrack to the film Life, but it wasn't until a 2001 remix, one that interpolated Dr. Dre's The Next Episode, featuring Snoop Dogg, that it exploded into a transatlantic top 10 hit.
Yo, Mr. DJ, throw on that old break. Yo, my name is Ryan.
What started as one man honoring a woman he used to know in junior high became one of the most quietly devastating hits of the early 2000s. Number 8, Mario Winans feat, Enya and P. Diddy, I Don't Wanna Know. Mario Winans first fell in love with the eerie, floating sound of Enya's Boadicea back in 1992, hearing it on the soundtrack to the horror film Sleepwalkers. Years later, he wanted to build a heartbreak anthem around that same haunting melody, but there was a problem. The Fugees had already sampled Boadicea for their 1996 smash Ready or Not without properly clearing it, and they were forced to hand over every single royalty from that song to Enya as a result.
Can't take it anymore.
Winans wasn't about to make the same mistake. He personally reached out to Enya, who agreed to actually re-record her own vocals for the track, on one condition. She wanted a featured artist credit, and she was relieved the song contained no explicit language.
The person you were kissing.
That handshake let Winans legally keep 40% of the publishing. Add in P. Diddy's spoken verse, and you had I Don't Wanna Know, a song about a man choosing blissful ignorance over confirming his girlfriend's infidelity. It spent 8 brutal weeks, stuck at number 2, blocked from the top spot by back-to-back Usher smashes, before it finally broke through to become Mario Winans' first and only number 1 hit. Number 7. D'Angelo, How Does It Feel? D'Angelo and Raphael Saadiq wrote this track as a direct tribute to Prince, and it should have been remembered purely as a vocal masterclass off the album Voodoo. Instead, its single continuous shot music video, showing what looked like a fully naked D'Angelo singing directly into the camera, turned him into an overnight sex symbol. Here's the twist almost nobody knows. Director Paul Hunter has confirmed D'Angelo was not actually naked in that shot. The camera angle simply sat low enough to create the illusion. When his manager first pitched the concept, D'Angelo was reportedly confused, repeating, "What do you mean, naked?" He wasn't chasing a sex symbol image. He considered himself a shy musician first. But the video won him a Grammy and made him a global icon almost against his will, with fans screaming for him to strip at concerts for years afterward. The pressure of that image contributed to a long, painful retreat from the spotlight, and D'Angelo didn't fully return to music until 2014's Black Messiah. His manager later admitted that in the public's memory, he'd simply become the naked dude, a legacy far smaller than the artistry that actually earned him that Grammy. If you are enjoying this, do well to like, share, and subscribe to keep connected. Number 6. R. Kelly, Trapped in the Closet. There has never been anything else quite like this in music history. Starting in 2005, R. Kelly began releasing chapters of an ongoing, fully sung soap opera about a one-night stand that spirals into an ever-expanding web of affairs, secrets, and increasingly absurd plot twists, with Kelly himself voicing nearly every character over one continuously looping piano riff. Keeping around with him has been a living hell. By the time he released chapters 23 through 33 in 2012, the saga had run for over 30 installments across 7 years, screening at festivals, and even being floated as a potential Broadway adaptation.
Chuck said, "Rufus, what the hell just happened?" Then Rufus said, "I'll tell you."
Kelly himself explained the entire bizarre project with startling honesty, telling reporters, "I don't have a job, so I sit in the studio all day and think of stuff to do. And this is just something stupid I've done that's been successful for me."
It's my house too, and I say he stays. Chuck said.
It's important context for anyone revisiting it now. Kelly was later convicted on federal racketeering and sex trafficking charges and sentenced to 30 years in prison, on top of a separate child pornography conviction.
In the closet, then he walks in and yells, "I'm home." Now he's at the
Trapped in the Closet remains a strange, self-aware cult artifact from a career that ultimately collapsed under the weight of real crimes against real victims. Number 5. Brandy and Monica, The Boy Is Mine. In 1998, two teenage powerhouses, Brandy at 18, Monica at 17, were placed on a single track by the industry and essentially told to fight over a fictional man. It worked. The Boy Is Mine became the best-selling female duet in music history, spending 13 consecutive weeks at #1 and earning both women their first Grammy. But the manufactured rivalry stopped being fictional fast. Producer Dallas Austin has publicly claimed he witnessed Monica punch Brandy backstage at the 1998 MTV Video Music Awards, right before the two had to walk out and perform the song together. Monica has since confirmed to Angie Martinez that a real physical altercation did happen. The two barely spoke for years afterward, even while their careers kept intersecting. It took a legendary 2020 Versus battle to finally begin healing that rift, followed by a 2024 remix with Ariana Grande and a full joint Boy Is Mine tour announced in 2025, nearly 3 decades after the song first pitted two teenagers against each other for the world's entertainment. Number 4. Usher, Confessions.
Every time I was in LA, I was with my...
When Confessions Part 2 dropped in 2004, the internet, and every gossip column in America, was convinced they'd cracked the code. Usher was confessing to cheating on his real-life girlfriend, TLC's Chili, and getting another woman pregnant. The timing lined up perfectly with their real breakup, and the album went on to sell over 10 million copies, partly riding that assumption. Here's the twist. Producer Jermaine Dupri revealed in 2006 that the storyline was actually inspired by his own relationship situation at the time, not Usher and Chili's at all.
Part 1.
Chili herself confirmed it years later in 2013, telling Us Weekly flatly that Usher never cheated on her, and that the chick on the side everyone assumed was about their relationship had nothing to do with them. Usher has since admitted there's still a great deal of truth somewhere in that album, just not the specific scandal fans spent 2 decades assuming was true. The internet built an entire mythology around a breakup that had almost nothing to do with the song everyone thought exposed it. Number 3. R. Kelly, Ignition, Remix. This is one of the strangest timelines in music history. R. Kelly recorded Ignition and its now legendary remix in 2002. The exact same year, he was fighting off a sex tape scandal that would soon lead to a 21-count child pornography indictment. According to Kelly's own memoir, a label executive begged him not to release it, warning him, "Given what you're facing now, you can't sing about sticking your key in the ignition." Kelly released it anyway. The remix became one of the most beloved, inescapable party records ever made, later landing on Rolling Stone's list of the 500 greatest songs of all time, and it's still blasted in clubs and at weddings worldwide today. That contradiction is the real story here, a song built for pure celebration, recorded in the exact moment its creator's life was collapsing into allegations that would eventually lead to a 2022 conviction on racketeering and sex trafficking charges, and a 30-year federal sentence. Few songs in history carry a darker footnote behind such a joyful sound. Number 2. Michael Jackson, They Don't Care About Us. Michael Jackson wrote this as a protest song for his 1995 album H.I. Story, but its original lyrics, including the phrases "Jew me, sue me," and "kick me, kike me," sparked immediate accusations of anti-Semitism. Jackson apologized repeatedly, insisting the words were meant to depict prejudice he'd personally endured, not promote it, and had them removed from all future pressings. US radio still largely blacklisted the song, stalling it at number 30 domestically, even as it hit the top 10 across Europe. Director Spike Lee filmed two wildly different videos. One placed Jackson in a prison cell, intercut with real, disturbing footage of police brutality and human rights abuses around the world. It was banned by several networks for its graphic content. The second was filmed in Brazil, in the historic Salvador district of Pelourinho, and the Rio de Janeiro favela, Dona Marta. Brazilian officials actually tried to legally block the shoot, worried the images of poverty would damage the city's bid for the 2004 Olympics. A judge issued a filming ban that was later overturned. Production reportedly had to negotiate directly with the neighborhood's drug traffickers just to get access. Local residents welcomed Jackson anyway, dancing alongside 200 members of the Afro-Brazilian group Olodum. After Jackson's death in 2009, Rio's mayor announced plans for a statue of him in Dona Marta, crediting that single video shoot with helping transform the favela's global image forever. Number 1. Boys y Men, I'll Make Love to You. Here's the ultimate irony. The biggest R&B song on this entire list almost never got recorded because Boyz II Men hated it. Babyface wrote it alone as a spiritual follow-up to his own smash, End of the Road, and when he played it for the group in the studio, producer Dallas Austin remembers them looking at him and saying, "This is horrible, we don't need you." The song was actually voted off their 1994 album 2 entirely, before a Motown executive stepped in and told the group flatly that they had no choice, and it got voted back on at the very last minute. Boyz II Men reluctantly recorded it, layering in the harmonies that would define it, and the song exploded into 14 consecutive weeks at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. That broke their own previous record set by End of the Road and tied Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You for the longest run atop the chart in history at that time. It won a Grammy for Best R&B Performance by a Duo or Group, and its music video, starring actor Dwayne Martin, has now been streamed over 219 million times. The song a legendary group almost refused to sing became the very definition of a classic R&B love song. That's our countdown. If your favorite got left off, drop it in the comments. And if you want more real, fact-checked R&B history like this, subscribe to R&B Hives, because we're just getting started.